going out.
Come on, let's hurry. Where's that key?
Hey, you know, maybe we ought to go find Leon. Oh, Donald, you know, I bet you that,
What do you know, you big Toyota?
what do I know? Come on, Pluto!
Huh? What a dream. Ah! This isn't a dream! Ugh, where am I? Oh boy. Do you know where we are? Hey!
Oh man, we're in a strange new world. Greetings, I am Solid Scully, and welcome back to the Kingdom Hearts commentary. I don't know why I'm sounding like a radio DJ, and I thought you could jump over to that area since you could kinda glitch your way past it, but it seems all there is just empty space because this is still during the PS2 era, and you couldn't quite get through the area. Oh yeah. Also, that was a Red Trinity. I'll explain what everything is at a later date, but yes. We are in a strange new world, and this fat fuck is blocking our way. You couldn't tell him to piss off and leave us alone? Oh, I suppose not, but now let's get a greater view of what this strange new world really is. Excuse me. Anyway, this is our official introduction to Traverse Town, and oh, it's a quiet Disney-esque village in the middle of this bizarre world. All the kids have been put to bed, nice little warm glass of milk and a bedtime story, all the comforts of home like a cuddly Moogle, and even a fake Tidus for some reason, and that's not the only time they actually reuse character models, like there is, well, there's no selfie as far as I know, but I can tell you 2 instances of where they reused Tidus and Wacker's model, which is quite strange. Also, I believe in the Kingdom Hearts manga, that woman you're talking to right there is actually a, an illustrious lady of the evening who gets her heart ripped out by the Heartless. Although I do have to say, like, I mean, in terms of the background characters, like, there is some very Disney-esque designs going on here. I mean, Kingdom Hearts is usually pretty good about that, appropriate to the world that you visit, but I don't know, like, I mean, in Kingdom Hearts 1 specifically, they seem to really get those details nailed down to a T. Again, mail, get 10 postcards which are scattered all around Traverse Town, and again, this is like a little bit of a multiple visit kind of thing, because again, you get more abilities as you progress throughout the game, you know, whether you collect them or you just get them at specific points, and of course you can use that to, well, traverse Town and, you know, get more postcards. Again, you basically unlock little helpful tidbits and trinkets as you go on, like, I mean, you get potions, mega potions, elixirs, and of course some synthesis materials like Orichalcum or fuck, I'm trying to remember what it was called. It wasn't Metabilis? No, it was... Fuck it, it'll come back to me. And it's kind of saying something, because I just did a synthesis shit. I really shouldn't be drinking before commentaries, but anyway, this is, Louie, Dewey, and Bowie. I have no idea which each of them are. Anyway, and the positions also changed. Like, I mean, right here you're seeing Louie and, Blowy, who, you know, sort of stand around, but again, they'll switch positions, and then, Drewy, whatever the fuck his name is, like he'll also be on the table or something. I don't know if the flavor text is unique for them, because I never really go here, except when I need to sell some potions and get some extra scratch in case I want to buy some... fuck, what the hell was it called again? Metabilis? No. Mephilis? No, what the fuck was that material called? That's gonna be hitting me up for ages. I'll figure it out. But again, with a bit of platforming prowess, you can just jump up on the roof and find a bunch of hidden goodies. And again, it's mainly just to do with little treasure chests hidden about the world. I don't think Kingdom Hearts 1 has like the Kingdom Hearts 2 thing where they keep track of how many treasure chests are in a world for completion. But I mean, again, if you at least have some amount of skill with basic platforming, you could pretty much just hop around, find hidden goodies here and there. Again, sometimes there'll be gummy pieces, sometimes there'll be, you know, potions and stuff, and other times there'll be, well, something that we'll get to a little bit later. But, again, what is this? This place is closed off, and of course Moogwas are doing research into the synthesis, which is what I was talking about earlier with the materia that material. God, I had Final Fantasy VII on the brain. Apropos given the area, but we'll get to that a bit later. What the fuck was that material called? Damn it, I'll figure it out later, but basically synthesis is going to be a very lengthy and involved process, and if you don't like grinding, I suggest you don't really waste your time with it. But then again, for completion's sake, I decided to do it, and of course, what is this? Well, we don't get access to the synthesis shop just yet, but we do have access to a Final Fantasy character. Cid Highwind, I think, or was that the Final Fantasy IV guy? Whatever, the Final Fantasy VII one, who's like a Western yeehaw cowboy guy, and not like a school principal, or... I don't really know any other Cids. The Beard Man from Final Fantasy 15, I think? The one that kinda looks like Dante if he grew a full beard? I have no idea, but anyway, he's basically a grouchy Gramps kind of guy that Sora kind of hits it off with, and he of course offers to take care of him, so instead of going on crazy adventures, Sora instead decides to become an apprentice blacksmith to Cid Highwind, Sora Highwind, adopted blacksmith extraordinaire, the alternate Kingdom Hearts, where somebody else became the hero. Who at this point I have no idea, since Destiny Islands is gone, Selphie, Tidus, and Wakka are dead, presumably, or have their hearts stolen away. Riku is God knows where, and Kairi is but a mere shadow of her former self at the moment, so, who else really is there? No one. That's who. Unless, of course, Pence wants to pick up the thing. But whatever, that's delving into spoilers for Kingdom Hearts 2. Who is Pence? Well, we'll find out. And that's pretty much your access to the synthesis shop once you unlock it, but of course that requires that little green trinket down there. A trinity, but we are but a unity, but we don't have three of us. Therefore, we are nothing, for without our friends and our comrades and allies, we are nothing. But again, I'm pretty much going to be spending a majority of this part giving you the $10 tour of Traverse Town, which is pretty much what this segment of the game is pretty much doing with us anyway, because Cid wasn't really bullshitting. Like, I mean, he did say come back to the accessory shop, I believe this is called, and he'll basically, you know, take care of you. You are his son now. We are now Sora Highwind. Forget Sora's mother. Cid is now mother and father. I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about, really. But again, you're pretty much here to do a victory lap around Traverse Town, just see the sights and trigger a few cutscenes before making your way back here. And again, if you think that this world is completely safe from the Heartless, well, you're wrong. Yep, there goes his heart, which in this case isn't a physical organ, which would have been bloody and gory, but instead his soul. So, yeah, that's basically what creates the Heartless. They lose their hearts, and of course, the heart becomes a Heartless. Creatures that inevitably feed on hearts. Which is, honest to God, kind of scary when you really think about it, because these eldritch abominations want to consume your soul, and, well, there's a lot of people in this world, and they keep on losing their hearts, which forms more Heartless, and they're gonna keep on consuming hearts without ever having them fulfilled, so, yeah, that kind of makes them a pretty big deal. And of course, unless of course you have the Keyblade like Sora does here, you can't destroy them permanently. Sure, you can temporarily stop them, but they'll just reform somewhere else and, well, keep coming at you. So, as you can see, shit's pretty foobar at the moment, and everybody's running scared of the Heartless. But in the meantime, we have no time to worry about the cosmological value of the universe. Instead, we're gonna hunt for treasure chests and go around Traverse Town, which I must say, in terms of design, is actually... Well, again, I think I said this at the beginning of the commentary, but I mean, it really does a nice job of balancing, like, the anime-esque Final Fantasy with, you know, a bit of Disney magic. Dling! Well, I mean, I'm putting aside the Heartless here, but, like, I mean, I think in terms of, like, raw design, I don't know, there's something about it that just really seems to capture that, I guess, like, bedtime story whimsical essence, if that makes any sense. I don't know. It's just, I think Traverse Town just captures that well. I mean, there are two original, well, technically speaking, like 2 or 3 original worlds in the game, the rest of which being Disney worlds, which is part of the reason why most people bought the game initially. But Traverse Town is one of them, and I think it meshes well with, you know, most of the worlds in the game. I really thought I'd have more to say on that, but again, you do have a fair bit to do in Traverse Town, because this This world also serves as a little bit more of like a home base, hub world kind of thing. Not quite to the same degree as the Starship Phoenix in Ratchet & Clank 3. I mean, a little bit more of like you'll have like a few odds and sods and side questy things that you can do down here. A little bit more added to it in terms of synthesis in regards to the final mix version, but again, we'll cover the synthesis when we... I'm kind of curious actually, should I say that for a cleanup video or should I just say fuck it and do whatever? I don't know, we'll get to it when we get to it. But again, you have a bunch of different little room areas to explore, you have... Again, a lot of these are really just sort of like... How can I put this? Like, short trip kind of things. Like, I mean, the stuff to do with the Gizmo shop. Again, a lot of that's really just to either get a postcard or to, you know, get a clock tower activated, which is what we have to do to seal the world. But more on that later, because we won't be sealing this world for quite a while. And try as you might, you can't get on top of the roof. Well, you can, but you gotta get a ladder, which we don't have at the moment. And not in the Legend of Zelda way, where you use it to step across bodies of water. I mean a physical ladder that's part of the game world. And we can no longer move, then we can bend the rules of time and space. And again, to reiterate once more, yeah, this is basically just sort of a victory lap. You need to basically activate like 3 cutscenes, which is meant to be like this little gag thing of like Sora wandering around Traverse Town, Donald and Goofy following after him going, "Where the hell is the Keyblade Weird Order? And where's Leon?" And they keep on conveniently missing each other despite the fact that there are so many Heartless everywhere, but I guess it's implied that Sora takes care of them all, and Donald and Goofy don't see them until much, much later. Or at least I think that's meant to be the implication. In hindsight though, I probably should have cut down on grinding a little bit significantly, but again, you don't really have an opportunity to get tech points, as far as I know, so yeah, just seeing the sights. There is also one thing that I do want to point out here. Like, I mean, a lot of these rooms are currently closed off, but you will gain access to them once, you know, the game good and proper begins and you have your party members and all that. But yeah, there's this little Easter egg to do with, like, the hotel bell thing. Like, you're supposed to get some weird sort of, like, creepy flavor text dialogue, but I don't know, I was never able to get it to activate. And it's something that I think only happens, like, right at the beginning of the game, so you can't come back here and get some flavor text or anything, so... Yeah, that kind of annoyed me a little bit. Then again, I might have been doing something wrong here, so it's, just something to investigate in my own time. Like, hit the bell 3 times, and it's meant to say, like, some creepy flavor text or whatever, but... Again, ordinarily, it just says no vacancy, which sucks, because I wanted a vacancy. I wanted to rent a room, for me and my wife, that I don't have, because I already killed her. I buried her beneath the sea. She is currently drowning in the darkness. Well, that was a bit dark, but anyway. I'm not really sure what areas you're meant to enter and exit. I think it's just meant to be the hotel area and the Gizmo shop, and after that you can pretty much go back to... Oh no, that I think was at the 3rd district, then you gotta make your way back to the 1st district, which is where the accessory shop is, and where Sora's father, Sid, is currently located. His adoptive father, his lovely daddy, Sid. And look at this magical fun factory, the Gizmo shop. It's basically there to supply power, and it's quite possibly the gaudiest and most fun-filled power plant I've ever seen in my life. And, yeah. It runs on clock power, apparently. Well, then again, clock punk is a genre, so... viable it means to gather up energy as anything, I suppose. But then again, you can't really activate until you get magical spells, which is, of course, to do with the minor side questy things, because there are a few areas that you require magical powers for. But again, we'll get to that momentarily. And this is also the only point in the game where Night of Fate plays. So again, if you're wanting to hear Traverse Town's unique battle theme, you'll be hearing it along, but just enjoy Night of Fate while we can, because we never hear it again. Except for, I think, very briefly in Chain of Memories, so, yeah. Real shame, though, because I really do love this battle theme. Anyway, going through here is basically the ladder I was talking about. It looks reasonably straight, right behind us. There we go. Looks reasonably straight, like you could have wrenched it off the wall and got it to go where we needed to go, but, no. Apparently it's too bent out of shape. You know, couldn't just lean it against the wall and climb up that way. No, you just... fuck it. Oh, dang it, they keep on missing the key! If only they looked downs! And of course, this is more of a long-term side quest, so basically, fucking Pongo and Bongo here, they lost their 101 Dalmatians, and no Cruella de Vil is nowhere in sight here, so yeah, they've pretty much been scattered all across the world. How the hell they lost 99 puppies is, well, quite strange, without going into very dark places. Well, yeah. So basically you had this giant living area with nobody home. Like, did the owners not survive the world's being destroyed? Why isn't anybody else taking up residency? Like, they've even got a TV, they've got a piano, they've got a rather large living area. Like, I mean, everybody else is just living in hovels or, like, little hotels and all that kind of thing, and they've got this massive beast of a household all to themselves. Just doesn't really seem fair, to be honest. But again, as in somewhat of a creepy note, you find a lot of the 99 Dalmatians through treasure chests. So, yeah, that's a bit morbid. Suffocating dogs, and you find them in some of the strangest of places. But again, we'll talk about that more as we play the game. Dang it! The sewer area is closed off! Looks like Sora will not be fighting any giant alligators today. But again, this really just all you have to see in Traverse Town for the moment. It really does open up later on, but I'm just padding for time, really. But again, this should hopefully get your bearings for where things are located in Traverse Town. Because, I mean, I do genuinely like this place as an area in the game. It's, well, homely. And it becomes a little bit more so once, you know, we meet all the core characters. And again, try as you might, you can't actually glitch into areas that usually require you to either access trinities or places that require you to, you know, complete a certain amount of progress in the game. Like this right over here. I thought that if I stacked a box right up against those things right over there, I would have been able to jump over it no problem, and ordinarily you would because of Sora's ledge-grabbing mechanic, which is pretty up to snuff. But no, alas, try as you might, you cannot cheat the system. And that makes me very sad. Because I love to cheat. Except when I don't. Which is right now. Again, you think you can jump over, but you can't, and I'm pretty sure this is the area I was trying to access beforehand. Alas, you can't see it, but you can see a treasure chest, like, quite briefly through the cracks of the boxes, but again, you can't cheat, because I suppose the game would crash. Yes, Sora, take your anchor out on those boxes. They ruined your life. Definitely should have edited at this point. My thinking is leading me to believe. Again, I'm pretty sure you can at this point actually just go right back to District 1, but I suppose violence was necessary. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is pretty much the point where I gotta move on and just run all the way down to District 3. Again, like, I mean, this area isn't quite as labyrinthian as you might be thinking it is. Again, it's very concise, very compact. And something that I kind of appreciate about the PS2 Kingdom Hearts games, especially now that we have Kingdom Hearts 3 and everything, is that the hub worlds are like they're very boxy, but at the same time they're also very easy to navigate and very memorable for each area of detail they pack in. Like, I mean, each and every single area that they, you know, let you travel into, there's usually a lot of stuff to do in there, which I guess was sort of a gameplay practice to, you know, try and squeeze every amount of possible gameplay that you can, excuse me, that you could possibly get out of the area. Excuse me, I was about to belch, but I did anyway. Again, like, I mean, putting aside harlot attacks, well, that's also something to worry about, especially in more mature mangas, and also with the Lady and the Tramp. Oh yes, the Tramp. The Trampy Lady. But yeah, like, I mean, they do pack in, like, a lot of things for you to do in each specific area, so, again, they're small, compact, and, I guess, I don't know, they're filled with enough content to keep you satisfied, so with everything pretty much all done, squared away here, we can finally end this $10 tour, because I'm getting tired of coming up with random shit. Like, I mean, really, there's not much else to do aside from bash Harlot at this point, so I suggest if you're going for a more concise run-through, basically just trigger all the Donald and Goofy scenes in the 1st and 2nd district, and just go back to the 1st district where the Heartless will be abound, and then you can continue on with the plot. When by that I mean basically just see Sid again and then just go outside, because then you'll be meeting a little surprise. But again, to once again reiterate my points, this area is wonderful, and it's quaint, peaceful, and lovable. and we don't really get to visit Traverse Town that often in the series. Like, I mean, the most we really get to see of it is in, actually, we kind of get to explore it a little bit more in, Dream Drop Distance, but even then, that was kind of like a little bit more of a mashup between this and, The World Ends With You, so, I don't know. Either way, really good area, and I will miss it terribly. And since the Heartless are abound, all the people have scarpered off the street. So, let's run away and meet up with Sora's adopted father, Sid. Oh, Mithril! That was what I was thinking of. At long last, continuity. See, I told you it would all pay off in the end.
Adoptive father, Sid, I have returned to you. Adoptive daddy, I am here to chat. Or nothing. You neglect me, adoptive father. Why?
They'll come at you out of nowhere,
Who are you?
and they'll keep on coming at you, as long as you continue to wield the Keyblade. But why? Why would it choose a kid like you?
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
Never mind. Now, let's see that Keyblade.
What? There's no way you're getting this.
Alright, then have it your way.
Oh my god! It's Squall Leonhardt, and by god did I fangasm like a gasming Renoa right here. Well, a little bit more of a differently designed, Squall, but again, I'll get into those differences next part when I have more time. This is pretty much just sort of a test battle, don't worry about losing this, but again, I kinda wanted to be badass and deflect his fireball, like in the Final Fantasy VIII intro, but I failed. So that made me very sad. But again, just wail on Squall, and again, that pretty much ends it pretty quickly. And you get tech points too, so all's good in the hood.
Now you're gonna get...
Oh, you're slipping, Leon.
His name is Squall, dumbass.
I went easy on him. Looks like things are worse than we thought. A lot worse.
So on that note, I am Solid Scully, keep a new metal, and I'll see you next time in the Kingdom Hearts commentary. Bye bye.